Okay, day 5, Awan, Contra. So Cass Sunstein looks like he's coming more and more into this picture, this DHS picture. We kind of started out by looking at this spy ring in Congress. We started seeing these tentacles potentially coming through maybe with sponsorship. Why does 5,400 logins over a 7-month period go unnoticed? Why all the stuff going back and forth to Pakistan with the CDW orders? Why the break-ins to the Rayburn building and no arrests made? Why the hundreds of transfers to Pakistan for money transfers? Why the fraudulent loans one after another maybe in the hundreds? Why the fake employees and so forth? Why are all these things just not looked at? Why are motions by Movants like me, I just read the case again, ignored or shut down? Well, it could be because of state sponsorship. This goes right back to Awan Contra again, because that was also state sponsored, and the people involved tried to say, hey, let's put state secrets up here, even though it was a private action, just much like Benghazi and the Zero Footprint and Timber Sycamore, same idea. Well, Cass Sunstein kind of had the same concept, which is, let's go ahead and infiltrate. Let's go ahead and declare certain groups that we can recognize, cognitive, certain groups that we can recognize, and just say, let's infiltrate them. Let's break them up. Let's, like attack them with phishing attacks, with emails, make it look like it came from their friend. Let's say, hey, you need to donate $50 to this thing you really care about. Sorry. And then it's okay to take their money because we cognitively are understanding this is a bad group. Now, if it was the Black Panthers, there might be some disagreement, but everyone back then thought, well, that's a subversive group, so that's okay, we'll send the FBI. And they had a low-intensity program called Counterintelligence Program, COINTELPRO for short, and a lot of the Black Panthers ended up committing suicide and so forth. It was a very effective program. Ted Gunderson talks about that if you want to see an FBI guy with 200 guys underneath him talk about the COINTELPRO program. Well, Cass Sunstein looks like he might have kind of reignited that program, going all the way back to maybe around 2012. And the problem with you saying, okay, this group now is like the Black Panthers, is it's very subjective. For instance, I could have a political opponent and I could say, well, those are Bernie bros. Those are Bernie bros. And because of the provisions of Smith-Mundt, I can send out 5 people to be really obnoxious and be violent, create a label called Bernie bros, and then just start smacking that on every Bernie fan out there. And then that to justify, I think I'm standing in the middle of a roadway. I am. To justify these low-intensity type tactics on them, COINTELPRO type tactics, only they're much worse now than they were in the Black Panther days because they have all your electronic communications and they have these privatized security firms out there that can do human intelligence, break stuff and make your car not work and have leaks in your house and all that kind of thing, break up your relationships. So you have to be really careful when you give that kind of power and let somebody decide for themselves who their opponents are and what the labels are going to be. And that's Cass Sunstein. You might have heard that he, hey Scrunches, you might have heard that he had a book called Nudge, and Nudge was all about, hey, we know what's better, we know what's best, and we're going to push you in this certain direction. Well, it turns out that you can start using these institutions as your own kind of intelligence network to do this kind of cognitive infiltration. One of them could be the Awan brothers spy ring. It could be that Grafenstein is working under the color of law with this program to spy on different people in Congress. As a matter of fact, spy on everybody in Congress. That could be a spy program for Congress that's officially sanctioned. We don't know. Cass Sunstein is that guy. If there ever was an officially sanctioned program for spying on Congress members, it's Cass Sunstein. Well, who does Cass Sunstein buy homes with for the last 13, 14 years? And I don't know if people think Samantha Power, I don't know if she's supposed to be gay or not, but she's not really. She's with Cass Sunstein. And, you can use a surrogate to do your dirty work. You can use, like, say, Grafenstein could be being used under the color of law again. This is all legal, or supposedly legal. It's not been challenged yet in court to do your spying on Congress. You could use Samantha Power to individually go after, let's say, Trump, or go after Mike Flynn, or go after Manafort, or go after anybody you decided was not a good guy. First, you have a parallel construction, you have the spy ring in Congress go after them, listen for stuff. When you find a little bit of dirt, then you go to the court down there. Then you go to the FISA court, or the court over there, and you get a warrant. But that's not how the Constitution actually works. You actually go get the warrant first, then you look for the probable cause. Or you have probable cause, but then you look for evidence and proof. So this Samantha Power linkage now really starts bringing in DHS. This could be a kind of a shadow COINTELPRO that's kind of developing in front of our eyes here, where these people are these front people are being used, like Grafenstein potentially, or Samantha Power potentially, to order up phishing attacks, like happened against the Bernie Bros at the DNC, or these wiretaps that we've seen with General Flynn and Trump.